Los Angeles Lakers forward Luka Doncic has etched his name into franchise history once again, delivering an extraordinary performance that places him among the elite players to ever wear the purple and gold. In the team's Thursday night victory over the Utah Jazz, Doncic recorded an incredible stat line of 45 points, 11 rebounds, 14 assists, and 5 steals, becoming only the 4th player in Lakers franchise history to achieve a 40-point triple-double. This remarkable achievement puts Doncic in elite company alongside legendary Lakers figures Elgin Baylor, Magic Johnson, and Jerry West. Each of these players has their jersey retired in the rafters at Crypto.com Arena, representing some of the greatest talents to ever play for one of basketball's most storied franchises. The fact that Doncic has joined this exclusive group in just his 48th regular season game as a Laker speaks volumes about his exceptional talent and impact on the organization. The historical significance of this accomplishment cannot be overstated. Doncic's 40-point triple-double marks the first time a Lakers player has achieved this feat in over 4 decades. The last Laker to record such a performance was Magic Johnson, who accomplished the same statistical milestone on March 28, 1981 against the very same Utah Jazz. The 44-year gap between these two performances demonstrates just how rare and special this type of dominant all-around game truly is. Beyond the Lakers' record books, Doncic's performance also secured his place in broader NBA history. He became just the 4th player in league history to record 10 career 40-point triple-doubles, joining an exclusive club that includes James Harden, Oscar Robertson, and Russell Westbrook. These 3 players are perhaps the most synonymous with the triple-double achievement in modern basketball, making Doncic's inclusion in this group all the more impressive. During the game against Utah, Doncic displayed the complete offensive arsenal that has made him one of the league's most dangerous players. His 45 points came efficiently through a combination of perimeter shooting, drives to the basket, and clutch free throw shooting. The 11 rebounds showed his ability to impact the game on the glass despite playing primarily as a perimeter player. His 14 assists demonstrated exceptional court vision and playmaking ability, creating opportunities for teammates throughout the contest. The 5 steals added a defensive dimension to his overall performance, showcasing his ability to disrupt passing lanes and create transition opportunities. This historic night came during a particularly important stretch for the Lakers, as the team continues to establish itself as a legitimate contender in the Western Conference. Doncic's ability to take over games in crucial moments has been a defining characteristic of his tenure with the organization. The victory over Utah improved the Lakers' record and maintained their positioning among the conference's elite teams. The timing of this achievement makes it even more notable, as it came during the Emirates NBA Cup tournament. Doncic was subsequently named to the All-Tournament team, an honor that recognized his outstanding play throughout the competition. In 5 Cup games, Doncic averaged an astounding 36.2 points, 7.6 rebounds, and 10.0 assists, while shooting 48.7% from the field and 44.2% from three-point range. He scored at least 35 points in 4 of those 5 contests, including 2 40-point performances. Doncic ranked 2nd in the Emirates NBA Cup in scoring and tied for 4th in assists, cementing his status as one of the tournament's most dominant players. The Lakers went undefeated in group play during the Cup tournament, with Doncic serving as the primary catalyst for their success. Although the team's run ended in the quarterfinals with a loss to the San Antonio Spurs, who eventually reached the championship game, the overall tournament showcased Doncic's ability to elevate his game when the stakes are highest. Looking at the trajectory of Doncic's Lakers career, this 40-point triple-double represents another significant milestone in what is shaping up to be a legendary tenure with the franchise. The fact that he achieved this in fewer than 50 regular season games with the team suggests that more historic performances are likely to come. His name is already being mentioned alongside Baylor, West, and Johnson, 3 players who are universally regarded as being among the top 5 to 7 greatest Lakers of all time. The performance against Utah demonstrated why Doncic is considered one of the most complete players in today's NBA. His ability to score at all 3 levels, facilitate for others, rebound the basketball, and create defensive plays makes him an incredibly valuable asset for head coach JJ Redick and the Lakers organization. As the season progresses, performances like this one will be crucial if the Lakers hope to make a deep playoff run and compete for an NBA championship. For Lakers fans, watching Doncic join the ranks of franchise legends in the making of history provides hope for the future while honoring the glorious past of the organization. The connection between his achievement and Magic Johnson's similar performance 44 years earlier creates a bridge between different eras of Lakers excellence, reminding everyone why this franchise remains one of the most prestigious in professional sports. Former Los Angeles Lakers superstar Shaquille O'Neal has shared his candid perspective on the current state of LeBron James's career, offering insights that reflect both his deep understanding of the game and his respect for longevity at the highest level of professional basketball. O'Neal, who played 19 seasons in the NBA, including 8 memorable years with the Lakers before retiring after the 2010-11 season, understands better than most what it takes to sustain excellence over an extended career. While O'Neal's 19 seasons represent an impressive tenure in professional basketball, they fall short of LeBron James's remarkable 23 seasons in the NBA, which currently stands as a league record. This unprecedented longevity has allowed James to accumulate statistics and achievements that may never be matched, but it has also inevitably led to questions about his evolving role as he approaches the end of his playing days. During a recent appearance on the Dan Patrick Show, O'Neal addressed these questions head-on, sharing observations about how James's role with the Lakers has transformed this season. The comments from the 53-year-old Hall of Famer were measured and thoughtful, reflecting his belief that James is consciously adapting to the reality that every professional athlete must eventually face. O'Neal began his analysis by acknowledging the delicate nature of the topic. He expressed reluctance to be the person who explicitly states that James has transitioned into a complementary role rather than serving as the Lakers' primary offensive weapon. However, O'Neal ultimately shared his belief that James himself recognizes and understands that his playing career is approaching its conclusion. This awareness, according to O'Neal, has influenced how James approaches his responsibilities on the court. The former Lakers center emphasized James's well-documented commitment to team success throughout his career. O'Neal noted that James has always prioritized winning and team chemistry over individual statistics or accolade. This team-first mentality, O'Neal suggested, is now manifesting itself in James's willingness to take on a different role than the one he has occupied for most of his 2-decade career. O'Neal's analysis becomes particularly interesting when examining the Lakers' current roster construction and how it has evolved. The team now features Luka Doncic, who leads the entire NBA in scoring, averaging exceptional numbers that make him one of the league's most prolific offensive players. Additionally, Austin Reeves is experiencing a career-defining season, averaging over 27 points per game and establishing himself as a legitimate secondary scoring option for the Lakers. With these two players shouldering the primary scoring responsibilities, James's statistical output has naturally decreased compared to previous seasons. He is currently averaging 17.6 points, 5.7 rebounds, and 7.2 assists per game. While these numbers would be considered impressive for most NBA players regardless of age, they represent a significant departure from the scoring averages that have defined James's career for so long. O'Neal took time to praise the performances of both Doncic and Reeves, noting that their elevated play has been instrumental in the Lakers' success this season. He specifically mentioned that Doncic is playing at an elite level as the league's leading scorer, while Reeves has emerged as a consistent offensive threat who can create his own shot and make plays for others. The combination of these two players performing at such high levels has created a different dynamic for the Lakers' offense. According to O'Neal's assessment, James possesses the basketball intelligence to recognize that allowing these younger players to assume primary offensive roles represents the best strategy for team success. Rather than viewing this shift as a diminishment of his importance, O'Neal framed it as evidence of James's sophisticated understanding of how to win basketball games and manage a team's chemistry and rotation. O'Neal drew on his own experience as a player who remained productive late in his career, though in a reduced role compared to his prime years. He emphasized that all great players eventually reach a point where they must accept that their role on a team will change. This transition, while potentially difficult from an ego perspective, is necessary for both individual and team success. The former Lakers star was careful not to suggest that James can no longer contribute at a high level. Recent statistics support this assessment, as James has played well over his last 3 games, averaging more than 24 points per game while shooting 56% from the field. These numbers demonstrate that James still possesses the ability to score efficiently when called upon. However, O'Neal's larger point focused on the distinction between capability and role. While James remains capable of being a team's leading scorer, the presence of Doncic and the emergence of Reeves have created a situation where James can be more selective about when and how he asserts himself offensively. This allows him to conserve energy for crucial moments while still contributing in multiple ways through his passing, basketball IQ, and veteran leadership. O'Neal concluded his remarks by reiterating his respect for James's understanding of the game and his willingness to adapt his approach for the good of the team. He emphasized that James knows how to win, understands how to run a team, and possesses the wisdom that comes from decades of experience at the highest level of basketball. All great players, O'Neal noted, eventually reach this particular juncture in their careers, where they must redefine their role and contribution. The implications of O'Neal's comments extend beyond just analyzing James's current season. They raise larger questions about legacy, longevity, and how the greatest players in NBA history navigate the final chapters of their careers. For Lakers fans and NBA observers, watching James adjust to this new reality while mentoring younger stars like Doncic and Reeves provides a fascinating study in basketball evolution and the passing of the torch from one generation to the next. The Los Angeles Lakers front office continues to actively explore the trade market in search of upgrades to address their most pressing roster need, perimeter defense. According to recent reports from league sources, the Lakers are specifically monitoring available defensive wings who could provide the kind of lockdown perimeter defense that has eluded the team for multiple seasons. Among the players on the Lakers' trade wish list is New Orleans Pelicans forward Herb Jones, a player who represents the ideal combination of defensive excellence and three-point shooting ability. The Lakers' defensive struggles against quick athletic guards have been well documented over the past several years. Despite employing defensive specialists like Marcus Smart and Jared Vanderbilt, the team has consistently found it challenging to contain the league's elite perimeter scorers. This defensive vulnerability has persisted even as the Lakers have enjoyed a strong overall start to the current season, suggesting that addressing this weakness remains a priority for the organization. Herb Jones represents exactly the type of player who could transform the Lakers' defensive identity. The 25-year-old wing earned first-team All-Defense honors in 2024, recognition that came as a result of his exceptional ability to guard multiple positions and disrupt opposing offenses. Jones possesses the rare combination of lateral quickness, strength, and basketball intelligence that allows him to defend both smaller guards and bigger forwards without compromising his effectiveness. His versatility makes him invaluable in today's NBA, where switching on defense has become increasingly important. Beyond his defensive prowess, Jones also provides legitimate three-point shooting, having maintained a career average above 36% from beyond the arc. This offensive skill set makes him much more than just a defensive specialist. In today's NBA, players who can both defend at an elite level and space the floor offensively are among the most valuable commodities in the league. The ability to defend without sacrificing offensive spacing is precisely what makes Jones such an appealing target for contending teams. For the Lakers, adding a player of Jones's caliber would address their most significant weakness while complementing their existing strengths. The team already boasts elite offensive players in Luka Doncic, Austin Reeves, and LeBron James. What they need is a player who can take on the responsibility of guarding the opponent's best perimeter player on a nightly basis, allowing their offensive stars to conserve energy for the other end of the floor. The potential fit between Jones and the Lakers seems almost too perfect. Imagine a starting lineup featuring Jones alongside the team's current core. The defensive versatility he would provide would allow head coach JJ Redick to deploy more aggressive defensive schemes without worrying about being exploited by quick guards. His ability to guard positions 1 through 4 would give the Lakers flexibility in their matchups and allow them to switch more freely on the perimeter. However, significant obstacles stand in the way of any potential deal between the Lakers and Pelicans. According to recent reporting, New Orleans is not currently interested in trading Jones despite their poor record this season. This reluctance makes sense from the Pelicans' perspective. Jones represents a foundational piece for their future, a young player still on a team-friendly contract who fits the timeline of any potential rebuilding or retooling effort. The Pelicans' position becomes even more understandable when considering their draft pick situation. New Orleans has already traded away their 2026 first-round pick, meaning they lack the incentive to tank or actively pursue a worse record for improved draft positioning. This reality suggests that the Pelicans may be more inclined to hold on to their valuable young assets rather than sell them off for future picks or prospects. Even if the Pelicans were willing to consider trading Jones, another significant challenge emerges: the Lakers' limited trade assets. Los Angeles does not possess the type of draft capital or young players that typically interest a rebuilding team. The Lakers have already traded away multiple first-round picks in previous deals, limiting their ability to offer the kind of pick-heavy package that might entice the Pelicans to part with one of their best young players. The Lakers do have some veteran players on tradable contracts, but these players may not be particularly attractive to a Pelicans team that would presumably be looking toward the future if they were trading away Jones. The mismatch between what the Lakers can offer and what the Pelicans would likely demand creates a significant hurdle for any potential deal. Despite these challenges, the Lakers' interest in Jones makes perfect strategic sense. The team recognizes that their current roster construction, while featuring elite offensive talent, lacks the type of elite perimeter defender who can be the difference between playoff success and failure. In recent postseason runs, the Lakers have been exploited by teams featuring elite perimeter scorers who were able to attack their defense consistently. The Lakers' pursuit of defensive upgrades aligns with recent comments from head coach JJ Redick about the ideal type of role players needed to surround the team's star players. Redick has emphasized the importance of 3-and-D wings who can defend multiple positions while also providing floor spacing on offense. This description fits Jones perfectly, making him perhaps the ideal target for the Lakers if a deal could somehow be consummated. Looking at the broader landscape of available trade targets, Jones stands out not just for his on-court abilities, but also for his contract situation. He is signed to a reasonable deal that would not hamper the Lakers' future flexibility, and he is young enough to contribute for years to come. These factors make him preferable to older rental players who might provide short-term help but lack the long-term value that Jones would bring. The Lakers are not alone in their interest in Jones. Multiple contending teams around the league would undoubtedly love to add a player of his caliber. This widespread interest further complicates any potential deal, as it means the Pelicans would likely receive numerous offers if they decided to make Jones available. The competition for his services would drive up the asking price, potentially putting him even further out of the Lakers' reach. As the trade deadline approaches, the Lakers will continue monitoring the market for defensive wing upgrades. While Jones remains at the top of their wish list, the team will need to explore alternative options given the significant challenges involved in acquiring him. Other potential targets may emerge as teams fall out of playoff contention and become more willing to trade veteran players for future assets. For Lakers fans, the pursuit of Jones represents both hope and frustration. Hope that the front office recognizes the team's needs and is working to address them, but frustration that the most ideal target may be unattainable given the current circumstances. The coming weeks will reveal whether the Lakers can find creative solutions to upgrade their perimeter defense, whether through a trade for Jones or another player who can fill a similar role.